Hello, this is model shipbuilder Steve Priske. The following video clip is from a History Channel appearance that I made in 2005. For more information, please visit my website, tallshipsofsanfrancisco.com.
Wherever a coastal seafaring civilization took root, there was a lumberyard. All ships were made of wood, and someone had to provide the lumber. The first recorded lumberyard transaction dates back to 1200 BC. Zacharon, a Phoenician prince, had a yard on the Mediterranean shore, in what is now Lebanon. And because dominance at sea contributed to a kingdom's strength and security, whoever ran a lumberyard wielded power as well. Around 1000 BC, a large quantity of lumber was brokered in connection with one of the most famous temples in history.
A Phoenician prince named Cyrus, who had a lumberyard on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean. And from there, he provided King Solomon with gigantic quantities of cedar that was used to frame the temple built in Jerusalem.
The lumber trade expanded exponentially in 12th and 13th century Europe, especially in Germany, England, and Italy, when cities began to grow.
Unlike in ancient times, when they built these cities with brick and mortar or with stone, these new city-states were built with large quantities of lumber.
Lumberyards appeared in major port cities because that's where the shipyards were. When Europeans came to the American Northeast, their first major industries were shipbuilding and sawmills, which provided the necessary pine lumber.
In some cases, the sawmills had lumberyards adjacent to them, but they also ended up setting up separate lumberyards because of the popularity and the need for lumber.
When the railroad arrived in 1861, Chicago benefited from its central location, as well as its proximity via the Chicago River to the lumber stands of the Great Lakes region. It became the lumberyard capital of the Midwest, with an extensive lumber district. The mid-19th century saw a major technological change in the lumberyard. The bandsaw helped lumberyards expand from being mere warehouses to businesses that could cut wood to order. Around that same time, the gold rush lured people to the West Coast and San Francisco.
There was a tremendous explosion in the growth of the city, homes needing to be built and businesses and so on. And shipbuilding was one of the first industries that was taken on when gold was discovered. So lumberyards became an intrinsic part of the skyline of early San Francisco.